took a nap when I got home. So thankfully, I was smart before I took my nap, and I didn't take any pre-workout or anything. It's the mistake I usually make is I come home and I say I'm committed to working out before I do anything else. Then I sit down, drink my pre-workout, end up just wasting an hour when I could have just gone out. And I suppose I do have the defense that I do walk about 10,000 steps a day at school. So it's not as if I come home without excuses, and I'm full of them. But if I could be more efficient about showing up when I get home and just training, when I do train at home, I'd save a lot of time, but at the same time, I don't necessarily mind waiting to train because I like to train well. And I could rush out and force myself to start training or whatever, but it might be at a detriment to the quality of that training. And I don't really notice, so if anything, I notice a difference, if I'm tired or whatever and I wait a little bit. Not just wait in general, but like take a nap like I did. Because previous night I stayed up watching the football game. I actually stayed up for the whole thing. Didn't watch the whole thing, but I stayed up for the ending. And so I was up relatively late to what I have been lately, which is not smart. And I'm not a Chiefs or a Ravens fan, so probably not smart. But I wanted to watch it as the first football game of the year, so stayed up to watch that and decided to be dumb like that. But when I got home, I knew I didn't want to train right away, so I knew I was going to probably just train at the house, and I wasn't sure what exactly I was going to do. Part of me was like, I'm going to take a day off, but I was like, I don't feel that bad. I'm just tired, and thankfully, fixing being tired is, you can do it via nap and just taking caffeine. That's, but yeah, a lot of times I'll take my caffeine, then like take a nap, then, and it's not like necessarily bad in the sense of like it's not like you can't sleep or anything, or I can't sleep. I can certainly take as much caffeine as I want and sleep, but then you kind of, in my sense, you kind of waste that caffeine, the potency of it, when you wait. But I had a Celsius, which is what, like 200 milligrams before coming out. I took a little bit of my pre workout. It's like probably like a third of the scoop. So I don't know how much more, but just a little bit more of that. So let's see if I can do some block stuff. I'm gonna warm up and see if I want to do powers or fulls. I kind of am leaning towards just doing powers how I did earlier in this week, just to continue to just acclimate myself to doing blocks again. But I got the OG blocks out, so I'll at least do those. And powers sound more doable, so I'm gonna probably do those. And I did 100 earlier this week. I powered 100 from the floor, so it seems like a good idea to try to power snatch maybe 100, maybe 105, maybe push that up, and then allow myself to train a bit heavier tomorrow from the floor. But if I'm feeling good, then I might just go a bit heavier and just do full snatches. But we'll just kind of have to play it by feel since I won't really be sure, how things are going to feel. But I haven't really warmed up at all. I've just been playing chess, which is not the best way to warm up for lifting. But I guess mentally I'm ready. So start moving the bar a little bit. Shoulders crackling a little bit. It is what it is with that. But I think for today, the minimum is to get up to 100 in the snatch, whether it's a full or a power. And then I kind of want to do clean and jerks. I don't know if it'll be power or fulls. Fulls are definitely easier from the blocks than powers for me. And I don't know if I want to push them heavier or not, so we'll have to see with that. And it might be a good day to do more push presses. I think those are just kind of good for me to do as much as I can for jerks. It's not really a ton of benefits of just doing heavy clean jerks all the time, especially when my weakness is, the overhead stability. So maybe we do some full snatches, maybe we do some power, but what you got? I'm gonna do turkey bacon. That's a lit name. So I'm doing block work, and no, I'm out in my shed in my backyard. So let me move my arms. So it's a shed, and where my camera is there's like this whole like landing thing. So it's a really large shed, and it's built into a side of a hill in my backyard. So I have this like two steps, and then this whole flat area, which is a ton of space. So I have a ton of storage space, and then I have this main lifting area, which is the main part of the shed. And the camera, my phone doesn't do it justice with how much space I actually have. But as far as like a barbell, sorry, I'm pretty blind, so I'm trying to make sure everything's lined up. So from the length of the gym is less than 8 feet, but it's like 7.5 feet, and then the width is like more than, well, it's more than eight, because I have two 4x8s that are next to each other, and I have plenty of space on both sides. So between the door and the step here is probably about 9.5 feet, maybe 10, but I don't utilize all that space. So um, it looks like a bunker in a sense, but it's just a shed in my backyard. And it's for the size and the cost house that I have. It's a super nice shed. It's built with as like cement on the floor, so it's like built into the ground. And I have the structure to protect the floor as much as I can, but the floor is pretty jacked up because I lift too much. Are you a vet? I am not a vet. I am a school teacher. So my brother is a vet, but no, this is not a army shirt. It's just a ATG shirt, and I like America. I like America, University of Mount Union, University of Arkansas, and the University of Akron. I guess I should get some Cleveland stuff up there because I'm a Cleveland fan, but that's uh that's what I need to figure out. But no, Nathaniel, I am not a vet. Been a teacher for 9 years. So I'm a veteran of education, but not of actual veteran. Guess I might have turned you off with my army green. Do I think anyone can be a nurse prior? I have no idea, brother. I'm a K to 2 phys ed teacher. I mean, technically I would say no because not literally anyone can do anything, but I don't I don't know. My mom's a nurse, but I don't know the general applicate or general qualifications that would make a person better or worse at either of those things. I would say anyone that is qualified to be a nurse practitioner. Well, no, those are kind of a similar thing. I'm thinking of a I don't know what it's called, but it's like the practitioner assistant or something. It's something that's more advanced than a general nurse. But my mom's a general nurse, and I mean she's smart, so I would say probably not literally everyone, but kind of depends on what kind of nurse you want to be. I would say, but I am not the person to ask about that kind of thing. I know my mom's a nurse, and that's about it. She would be a much better person to ask. But can anyone do anything or be anyone? Probably not. Probably not. But you should ask an actual nurse that. It's you should not ask an early childhood phys ed teacher. I actually don't feel too bad for as long as I waited to train today. I moved a lot today at school, talked a lot. My voice was definitely strained today. We're up to that, but I'm kind of feeling the full snatches. I'm definitely gonna do, so I'll probably do muscle plus power plus full up to 70, and then see how things are moving and grooving then. But I've been liking the muscle snatches with contact just to practice that connection of the pull, I suppose. Ow. We gotta sand the edges of the wood blocks down. There's some random pieces hanging out. It's gonna cut my leg or something. The last thing I need for training is just to have a bunch of blood everywhere. But let's start hitting some weights. So I do muscle, power, and full, and see how I'm feeling. But it's Friday night, so I got all the time in the world to train. Which is why I took a nap. I don't know. It didn't feel too great, but did not feel too great. But we'll keep adding weight. That's the only way to know if you actually feel good or not. But I think I'm just gonna do muscle plus power to 70 and just do some power snatching. I'm not really feeling the idea of going heavier than that. I like the power. I've done, I think, 115 power from the blocks, but I'm not going to get near that today. 105 would be really good to do from the high blocks. I think maybe next week I can try to do some fulls from the blocks, but I think it's probably smarter to take it a bit easier and do powers because the weight's going to be lighter. And it's only the second time I've done high blocks in a while, so I still have to accumulate, or acclimate, I should say, is the correct term, to doing these again. So powers are a good way to practice the movement and to have the self-limit, or have the natural limit of what you can power. Plus I'm slow, so trying to move faster is going to be better anyway. So muscle plus power. We're just going to skip the full one and just do powers today. Muscles have done a good job of making my powers feel more correct. It feels like instead of spreading my feet out wider and wider, I'm just catching it a little bit deeper, which is better for powers because then once you miss the power, then you just do a full snatch. But that was 50 kilos, so let's go up to 60 now. Alright. So try to do 60. Not too bad. We're up to 70 now. Oh, I might have to change the battery in my camera too. All right. So that's the last muscle snatch, so just some powers now. It's the last of the complex. So 70, go up to 80. Definitely glad I've decided to do powers. Bada bing, bada boo. Welcome all two people. Not too bad. You go to 90. We back. We are back. Sorry about that. Alright, so that's 80. Now we're gonna do 90. Alright. You gave me text on my phone. It's kind of a little distracting because it's quite loud. So I'm gonna turn it to silent. Sorry about that. Alright, 100 now. Alrighty. time. I'm just gonna try a bit harder. I just didn't finish the rep. I was thinking too much. Thinking and stinking. Oh, can't find the plates I want. Plates are hiding. Oh, that's annoying. Is this one a 2? It is. We're gonna 1 a 2. It is strap. I don't know why my right strap on the right side is not going on the bar. It is actually tilting me. Left strap goes right on, but this one just gets caught on itself. It makes no logical sense. It does it like once every 3 months. Okay, now we're locked in. I mean, missing a power like that's ideal, but wanted to do it for a power. That's what I wish the 100 would have done if I just committed to it better. Annoying, but it is what it is. Definitely not doing any more of those though. I'm just gonna do pressing. I don't feel like doing power clean or going heavy, I should say. Blocks just always slide. I don't have a goal for presses, just get up to like 90 or whatever. Nope. Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I didn't go to the Astro Gym today. I definitely am not feeling like I would have done a lot different there. And I'm also feeling that I don't really know how to describe it, but it's always an indicator that I'm not feeling very good on a particular day when little things are annoying. And it's just like, I'm annoyed the blocks are moving. They literally always move. I'm annoyed that I have to step around them, which is like stuff that's not really that important, but it's stuff that is indicating that you are perhaps not in the peak mental state that you need to be in to lift really well on a particular day. It doesn't mean you can't lift though, but it's one of those indicators where you kind of know that you shouldn't push super hard because it's just not going to work. I don't really know what sets it off. Obviously, like a variety of factors of being tired from work and other training and stuff like that. But I almost feel like it's a response from your body that's trying to force you to limit yourself on a particular day, which isn't always a bad thing. You shouldn't always want to go to absolute maximum and everything all the time. But it's almost like your muscles are sore, and then sometimes it might make you like cognitively not as desired or not as I don't know, ready to attack weights and not as aggressive, I suppose. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just not being recovered, and it's a result of that, or it's like a response from your body trying to limit what you should be doing because it wants you to not explode. I'm not sure though. All I know is I felt it before, and it's always been a good indicator of just tone it down and just get some stuff done and then just get out. So I mean, it's like 10 o'clock at night, so the fact that I didn't even want to train right away, I wanted to take a nap, is already an indicator. But days like this are necessary, not necessarily to get through, but just to still get work in, because you can basically work out every single day if you can find the things to do that are going to help you but not destroy you for every other day of training. On a day like this, and you saw like powers didn't go great, missed 100, then did a full with 102, and really I should have been able to do a power snatch with 100 from the blocks, but you just have to realize that it's okay, especially with how hard I trained the other day, and even yesterday, relatively still pretty hard. It's just how it's going to be. I don't take all those fancy supplements to be able to lift heavy and get stronger every day. Alright, so I'm going to do at least a double here. There's a chance I could do 90 today, but I'm just not really feeling it. And when I get, how I mentioned, just when you're not feeling it and things aren't moving well, to tone it down. What I've usually found as well is assuming that, like tomorrow's Saturday, so I'll be able to sleep in and relax and not, be teaching all day before I go and train. So what that tells me is that tomorrow I should feel pretty good for training, and because, as you see here, I didn't really do that much, so it means from a musculature and really neurological standpoint, I should be recovered pretty well. I kind of anticipated, because of the Wednesday training being an insane day, and yesterday not even being that difficult, but just heavier in the pools, that today wasn't going to be like a crazy fantastic day, especially not sleeping fantastic the night before. Not even like I slept poorly, but just not the amount of hours. And sometimes that's how Fridays are when you're working full time. Move around all day, stressing. Not really stressing in a negative way, I suppose, but just like stressing because you're working, you're active and focused for most of the day. So it is what it is. I would feel worse or bad about this day if I was like really like excited about training and I was really just energetic and I was just missing a bunch of heavy weights and just wasn't precise. But I just kind of didn't have the mindset, and it's important to recognize that and adjust your training, especially for someone like me who I'm going to train just about every day all year. So you're going to have days where everything doesn't feel fantastic and you just kind of have to roll it back because you can still push through those days, and sometimes you kind of have to if you have certain dates that you need to lift certain things on or whatever. But if you're just training like me and you don't have a specific competition or anything in line, it's not as critical a day like this where I could like have pushed heavier. I could have took more caffeine and try to like really dial in a little bit more to squeeze a little bit out. But when I knew that I wasn't going to probably have a fantastic day, it's more important to plan the next day and understand that when you feel bad on one day, it usually means that the next day you're just going to be that much more recovered. Obviously, there's extremes, but it's not so much like mentally. I didn't feel as good today. I guess like physically was whatever, but like I just wasn't like super sharp. I guess in the sense of me like wanting to push and be aggressive with the weights, which you kind of need for this kind of lifting. So I'm disappointed in a sense because I knew that I want 100 to be a lift that I can power from the blocks or from the floor any day, no matter how I feel. But I probably had a decent chance of doing the 100 if I tried it the second time. But it probably would have been how that 102 looked, where it just pushed me down into the hole. So it is what it is. Got a little bit of pressing in, and honestly, didn't push myself further into the hole. So it tells me that tomorrow I should feel pretty good. And honestly, a lot of times when I know that like I want to go heavy on a particular day, the day before, I may either do too much and it impacts the next day, or it's like a day like this where I don't really feel that good, but essentially I just got movement in and warmed up, which is mobility in a sense, and just got in got in something, moved around a little bit, and know that tomorrow, because of today wasn't that crazy or intensive or long, that I'll be able to push really hard tomorrow, and I'll probably go to the physical gym tomorrow, and not be out here, so I'll be able to do accessory work as well, which I think I did on that Wednesday. I did so many exercises on Wednesday, so I mean I basically did like 3 sessions in one with how much volume I did and how much work I did. Um, I don't know, Haley. If a fly loses his wing, it's still a fly because I can throw it still. I can't throw a walk. But what a random thing to throw in there. But unfortunately, didn't do anything crazy for the blocks. But just gonna go and focus on eating some food and drinking some fluids and just getting recovered for the next day. It's kind of the meme of weightlifting to go big on Fridays. But what I have found over the years is that being working a full time job, Fridays aren't usually the best day to try to go crazy because you just kind of have life that gets in the way. So the night before, usually the sleep isn't always the best. And then obviously, if you're working all day, for me, being a phys ed teacher, that means walking around about 10,000 steps before I even get out to any part of training. So it means that I can be in a deficit as far as energy. So it's usually better on Saturdays and even Sundays. And so the kind of the meme of Big Friday to me doesn't really apply. I mean, it applies to people who don't have real jobs that can just sit around and do nothing and then lift. And that's kind of me in the summers. But when I'm doing real work, if you consider teaching real work, I at least do real work in the scientific sense where I'm burning calories, even if you disagree with teaching. But I don't know. I don't feel too bad. Only negative right now is I have a bunch of caffeine in my system, so I'll probably go in and do clean the house and stuff. And I kind of want to meal prep. I think that'll be a good thing to do today because I kind of don't want to. I mean, I'm not going to be able to really go to bed for a little bit, so I'm going to go take care of that. But anywho, that's it for this one. So if you made it to any part of this live stream, I appreciate it. And Haley, thanks for your pun or joke, or I don't really know what to call it, but I'll talk to y'all guys on the next one. Have a great one. Peace.